Okay, let me turn on the light here. This light has not been turned on. How do we? You're on, so. Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah. Well, I think that's good. Well, we are online. And good morning, Hal.
Good morning.
Good morning to everyone watching on YouTube. It's a beautiful morning and
crazy traffic.
Crazy traffic.
So
lots of delay on the way here. Anyway, so my topic today is about anxiety and anxious thoughts. And the reason I chose that is because of what's going on in the world in the last couple of weeks, when people are dying for no reason, and I think that creates a lot of anxiety for a lot of people, especially for kids, right? People probably think, oh, it's not safe for me to be out there anymore. So it does create a lot of anxiety in even normal people like us feel quite anxious about what's going on in the world. And how can we help children and adults to deal with these anxiety, these anxious thoughts? So when we face with situation like that, when I think about people who have to witness these horrific incidents for themselves, they probably have nightmare or something like that when they sleep at night. And the next, like that incident on the train, the next time they step on the train, they probably have anxiety, anxious thoughts about what could happen. So how can we deal with that?
Or just not wanting to go out at all.
Yeah.
Not wanting to be in crowds, not wanting to, I think part of the problem with our society right now is too much social media and too much availability of this trash instantly available to people. And it's traumatizing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, and kids have ready access to all of these horrible things out there that people are recording and posting. So it creates a lot of anxiety. But then how do we deal with that? Some people just hide it within themselves, and some people express it outwards. And some people get over it and some people don't. So in the situation like this, I feel like meditation can help a lot. If you have this skill of mindfulness meditation, you can just instantly apply and practice, and just see things for what they are. And first of all, look into ourselves, how to get ourselves out of that anxiety or anxious state, and then how can we help others if we come across people who have anxiety and anxious thoughts. So when we use mindfulness meditation, how do you think that is going to help us get out of this anxious state if we suddenly develop that anxious state when a horrible event occurs?
Well, the horror of the past week brings to mind, first of all, the temporary nature of life, and and how we should value the time that we have and the people that we have around us. Yes. So that's a in the moment attitude of thankfulness and happiness,
Yeah.
despite all the crap that's going on.
Yes. So we work on ourselves first. So what you are saying is appreciation and gratitude.
And outward focus
Yeah.
on other people.
And outward focus on other people too. Yes. Yeah. How else does mindfulness meditation help?
Well, I mean, I would hope that by reflecting on things, you're able to quiet your own fears.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know, so those people that look at the world and say, I don't really think I want to go out into that crowd, or I don't want to go to that event because bad things could happen. Well, you need to wrestle with your fears and overcome them.
Yes. How do you wrestle with your fear?
I don't have that fear.
I know, but let's say that you get into that. I mean, nobody is perfect, and we encounter that in our lives, right? Everybody at some point or another is going to have that in our lives. Let's say that you get into that situation. How do you help yourself to get out of that?
Well, I probably answered the question differently. Because I'm a person of faith, I don't think God gives us things that we cannot handle, even terrible things like that happened to the Kirk. Even that, God's going to be triumphant there.
Or to the person on the train. And I think that those events may even trigger you to question your faith. For example, it comes into my mind, right? These are good people.
Yeah.
These are people with strong faith. And why is it that God didn't protect them against these things? So that helps. That I think I'm not alone in that.
Yeah, there's evil
in
in the
asking
world.
that, right?
There's evil in the world, and evil can take out people. But you know, people who have a religious faith understand that the end of life is not the end of hope. The end of life is the beginning of hopefully something beautiful. So that would be my answer, is that yes, it's hard to see somebody be martyred for whatever reason, but it's not the end.
Yeah.
The soul.
Right. Yeah. So back to having anxious thoughts and how we can use mindfulness meditation to help to get rid of the anxious thought. How do you think mindfulness meditation helps? What skills have we practiced?
Well, the fundamental skill we practice is the breathing and trying to clear the mind.
But how does that help you to clear your anxious thought so that you don't feel anxious?
Well, again, I think the breathing helps you just have control over your body and your mind by not creating something that in your mind that's worse than the reality.
Yeah, so you bring the awareness back into your thoughts and recognize that you are having anxious thoughts, and not to follow the anxious thoughts and get down that rabbit hole, right? So we recognize that we have anxious thoughts in order to be comfortable, stay in that moment with those anxious thoughts, and then allowing them to pass like clouds, or so
what was it that you said last week? Invite them in for tea or something like that. Invite your fears in for tea.
Yeah, so you with awareness you can control your thoughts instead of having your thoughts control you. So if we don't have awareness, it's very easy as a human being to go along with that, natural human reaction. You feel anxious and then you dwell into that, and then you just get more and more anxious, and you just can't get out of that vicious cycle of having anxious thoughts. And then your sympathetic nervous system gets stimulated, and then you go into palpitation, excessive sweating, you cannot sleep at night, you have nightmares, and so on and so on. But if you practice mindfulness meditation, that means that you practice bringing the awareness of your thoughts, of how your senses are interacting with the thoughts, and with that awareness you can decide to let go and cultivate more positive thoughts back into yourself and into your life. And that's how you can get yourself out of that state of anxiety. And when you do the deep breathing too, you get help from your vagus nerve, right? You get help from your vagus nerve that is going to create changes inside of your body. For example, if you have anxiety and your heart rate goes up, and you practice mindfulness meditation with breath work, your heart rate is going to come down. Your blood pressure is going to come down. And your mind will start to feel calmer and more peaceful because of all of those physiological changes, biochemical changes, neurological changes that are going on inside your body from the breath work, from the vagus nerve stimulation. So it's both, right? It's both. While you do the breath work and bringing in the awareness, you have a more compounded effect than just breathing alone or bringing the awareness alone. So when you do both, you have bigger effect on how to change that mindset. So we do it, and I know with research they show that if you do the breath work just for a few minutes, it's going to help your anxiety already. Just for a few minutes. 3 minutes is what the study showed. Just simple 3 minutes of breath work is going to help with anxiety. But in our practice, we want to do more, right? We want to do
minutes.
At least 30 minutes to get more benefits than that. Yeah. And when we work on ourselves and we feel so much calmer and so much at peace, we can emit that energy, right? We can emit that energy to other people. And we talked about frequency, energy, quantum physics, all of that. When we do that, the energy is going to emit it out, and it can help to affect the people around us, even pets, in a positive way, right? So I think this is how Reiki teachers or Reiki practitioners are able to influence their clients through their energy work. But in order to do that, you have to have the positive energy inside of you, the compassion, the love, and everything inside of you, the calmness. Otherwise, if you try to practice while inside of you there's a lot of turmoil or a lot of negativity, you can actually cause the other person to be sicker because you are transmitting negative energy into them. So I think Reiki teachers are very calm, hopefully, very calm people. People who feel peace all the time because they practice all the time. That's what I believe. Well, with that, since we don't have that many people to go around and ask questions and have contribution, we're going to go straight into a practice today and maybe finish a little bit earlier today. Okay, so I just would like to invite everybody to take a few deep breaths and assume comfortable position so that your practice is not distracted by the discomfort that you feel. So for the people at home, you can be sitting up, laying down, walking, standing, it doesn't matter. Just I invite you to start taking a few deep breaths in and out and bring your awareness back into yourself. Return to yourself and return to this present moment so we can live in the present moment. And for me, when I close my eyes, I practice better than when I open my eyes. But you can open your eyes if that's how you prefer to practice. Deep breaths in and slower breaths out. Bring your awareness back to this breathing. And as you breathe in and out, you may be more aware of how your chest and your abdomen move. You may notice that as your chest rises, your abdomen also rises. And as you exhale, your abdominal muscle also comes back in. Keep practicing a few breaths in and out. Bring in the awareness towards you. Seeing and feeling. In this present moment of practice, you become the observer of yourself. And you cultivate the awareness about yourself. Breathing in, you know you're breathing in. Breathing out, you know you are breathing out. Bring your awareness on your senses. See how your eyes, your ears, your nose, your mouth, your body, and your mind, how they are interacting with the subjects of the senses. That is what you see, what you hear, what you smell, what you taste, what you feel on your skin, and what you're thinking. How the perception of your senses and your subjects of the senses bring to you. So with each breath in and out, I invite you to focus on observing your thoughts. And bring your awareness on the nature of your thoughts. Are they positive or negative? And how may your thoughts be influencing the way you feel? In this practice of raising awareness about yourself and become the observer of you, of your life. It is like you watching a movie of recording of you and your thoughts. Imagine that you are riding the car on this life journey. With this practice of raising awareness about your physical and mental state, you learn how to let go of the negativity. And you watch them pass by. You watch the negative thoughts pass by, just like you watch the things on the side of the road passing by behind you as you ride this car. And eventually they disappear in the distance behind you. By now, with the deep breathing practice, hopefully you will be more relaxed than you were before. hopefully you will be more at ease with yourself. It is like you are sitting back on your seat, be so aware of what is going on around you. You are absorbing all the positivity with good energy, and let go of all anxious thoughts or negative thoughts. You're gathering your positive thoughts, your loving kindness thoughts, like you're picking the wild, beautiful flowers on the way. Bring them towards your heart. Breathing in, you know you're breathing in. Breathing out, you know you're breathing out. As you watch the negative thoughts passing by, and you're welcoming the positive, loving kindness thoughts coming into yourself, you may feel this warm energy that is filling up your heart. That is like the energy source that feeds this peace, love, compassionate seeds within you. And you see them grow under the bright sunlight. This is the moment for healing. The moment where you recognize with great awareness of how anxious thoughts, negative feeling can affect you in a negative way. And with that awareness and recognition, you are ready to let them go. Let them pass by behind you. And you are ready to change your inner state well-being from the negative, anxious state to a loving, energized state. look at yourself with this vast amount of self-love and self-care, self-compassion. And now I invite you to bring your awareness to the fact that many other people are going through anxiety and having anxious thoughts just like you. Now that you've gone through the practice, letting go of the negativity and anxious thoughts, and seeing yourself filled up with love, care, kindness, compassion, you want to share that with the people who are going through the same journey as you. I invite you to send out your loving kindness and compassion to the world, praying for peace for everyone, both alive and deceased. We realize that we are part of the universe, and therefore we can contribute in any way we can. In this present moment, when we live with utmost awareness, we can live in peace and love that we can share with the world. We are living in this present moment where we have awareness that many other people are also trying to live a mindful life like we do. And we celebrate with them. By letting go of the negative feelings like anxiety, depression, anger, frustration, hopelessness, we have more room for the positive feelings and thoughts. We have more space to grow our seeds of love, kindness, and compassion. And we recognize that we can stand up with confidence and walk out there in the world with confidence. And we know that sometimes we cannot control what happens outside of us. We do have complete control of what happens inside of us. And the more awareness we have about ourselves, the more we are able to control those negativity from entering our lives. We can try to stop them from entering. So for the next few minutes, I invite you to practice in silence without me guiding you. And don't forget to breathe deeply and slowly. Now I invite you to return to your breath. Follow each breath in and out. Just focus on your breathing in. You know you're breathing in. Breathing out. You know you're breathing out. Focus your attention on your breath. See how your nose feels when the air enters. See how your chest feels when you inhale. Follow your inhale. Return to this present moment. And you can slowly open your eyes. You can move your hands and feet if you want to. And that is half an hour of practice. Now I feel very relaxed. I don't know about you.
Me too. What? My pulse is very low.
Yeah. You can tell your pulse has dropped. Yeah. Yes, yes. So the vagus nerve and the breath work change our physiology, right? Okay. Well, we can stand up, stretch, and do a few rounds of walking meditation. Actually, walking meditation is my favorite. People oftentimes rush about their daily lives that they forget to slow down and breathe. So, we can move.
Which way are we going?
Well, we can move your legs. My legs are both knee. I think, yeah, I've been sitting on my nerves too long. Now my legs, I need to get the sensation and feeling back into my legs before I can walk. Okay. Okay. Well, we can do a few stretches too. So let's take deep breath in with your arms raised up high and stretch. And then as you breathe out, you bend down and try to touch the ground. This way you stretch out that nerves on the back. And then deep breath in, raise back up. Breathe out, relax. Do a few round up like that. Deep breath in, raise your arms up. And breathe out, bend down. And deep breath in, you can raise up to your chin, put your hands on your knees. Deep breath out, go back down. Inhale, going back up, raise your arm. And exhale, bring the arms down. One more time, deep breath in with the arms up. Breathe out, bend down and try and touch the floor. Breathe in, raise your hands up to the knees, straighten your back. Breathe out, going back down to the floor. And breathe in, go all the way back up with your arms above you, and breathe out. Relax. That helps. That helps. Yeah. Okay. Let's go for a few rounds. Walking meditation. So the bell will remind you to breathe. Okay. Maybe unsteady at the beginning as you find your stability on your feet. Feel the peace in every step. Return to your breathing. Return to your thoughts. Live in the present moment. One more round. Okay. So we can just sit down and have a little bit of a conversation before we end. I hope everyone watching on YouTube and practice along with us feel much better at the end of the practice. I always do. When I have time to do a focused practice, I always feel better.
Thank you, dear.
Yeah. How did you feel?
Always good.
Yeah.
Always good. It's it's great to be out here in the setting, and I wish more people could enjoy it. You know, with nice and green today. It's beautiful weather. Animals playing in the yard. It's very relaxing.
So in this practice, we try to improve ourselves in our well-being, trying to have peaceful mind, cultivate love and compassion for the self and for others. So by practicing this, we should know that we will, hopefully we'll be able to help others as well through our skills. So as we go out in our daily lives, try to apply what we learn to help other people. I think that cultivate purpose. And if we have a purpose where we can not only help ourselves but also help others, that's a great calling, a great purpose. And we know purpose is one of the 4 pillars of having a healthy mind, right? If you have a healthy mind, you have a healthy body. So with that, we will conclude this practice, and I wish everybody a very beautiful, peaceful weekend filled of joy, filled with joy and happiness, and full of gratitude.